Opinion on a former crush. Hello YouTube, how are you? You're well? Do you even care that I'm here? Probably not. Anyway, this script was written a while ago, so for the minimal amount of viewers, just go along with it. Yes, I wrote my scripts long before I had a decent microphone. I'm more of a writer anyway. No, I did not place the name of my former female crush in the title as I've lost so much respect for this woman, so you, the viewer, will just have to keep listening to find out exactly who it is that I'm talking about. I had no idea what to use as the background image of this video, so I just used the rating stats for my former crush's feed. They're her most beautiful feature anyway, and the one image I'll get into the least amount of trouble for using, should a feminist ever view this video. Which probably will never happen. I'm sure as hell not going to use my former crush's face. So if you don't know who this video is focused on, well, just keep watching and it will all become clear to you. I didn't place a name in the title of this video because I didn't want to. Now, at some point earlier in the year, the beautiful, ever-impassioned, relentless Anita Sarkeesian delivered a speech about how to be a feminist, and Tara Moss was there. I know the name of the speech, but I'm not repeating it. Tara sat next to Anita, lucky her, and she listened and heard every single word that slipped past Anita's ever-pursed lips. No, this isn't about Anita, it's about Tara Moss. Okay? You clear? Good. Now I can continue. Every sentiment and sentence that was uttered by Anita reached every corner of the hall or auditorium, and yes, I do know the name of the place it was held at, but again, I don't want to tell you. You find that shit out on your own. These plentiful words voiced by Anita reflected her opposing mindset to thoughts for the individual person, and Tara, one of the smarter women to come out of Canada, just sat there, legs predictably crossed, because I guess it wouldn't be ladylike for her if she sat with her legs apart, and she never once looked disapprovingly at Anita. Not once did she convey with her eyes that she disagreed with the sentiments voiced in the long-winded and unnecessary speech. At one point, Anita wished for every woman to adopt and subscribe to the same mindset, and still Tara didn't interrupt her and whisper to her that perhaps she was wrong to think this way. Tara just sat there, silently, and chose not to enlighten Anita about how wrong she is. The fact is, women should attain and achieve in their lives based on merit. Accomplished women like Tara should not have to cater to those women who haven't, cannot, and never will achieve much in their lives because they aren't talented enough, like Anita. Tara looked upwards to the ceiling and probably had some thoughts swirling around in her head that perhaps opposed Anita's words, yet they stayed unvoiced. Tara has achieved so much in her life. No one can dispute this. I would say a portion of it was due to talent, while her other accomplishments were only made real because most likely she was handed and given all she wanted to make them real. Tara, I believe, was given help and assistance because she's prettier than something pretty. Some weak male noticed who she was when she started writing and thought he would help her. That's probably not true, but if she asked you to help her and gave you that nice smile of hers, would you not grant her request? So with all that said, why Tara remained silent when Anita spoke of an oppressive patriarchy is baffling. This talk of an oppressive patriarchy is vexing, so totally vexing. When Anita spoke of learning to be a feminist and one who understands systems, Tara was nodding along like she was a simpleton. Why was she nodding? Feminism is a system, so why didn't Tara say, "Hey sweetie, I'll stop you there, you do know that feminism is a system, right?" Oh, you didn't know. Well honey, you do now, because I just told you in my deep voice. By the way, men built this building we're in, They built the chair you're sitting on. They crafted the stage that currently elevates us, though it is struggling under the weight of Roxane because she's obese. They designed and manufactured the car you drove or were driven in to arrive here, and a man, yes, that's right, a man by the name of David Edward Hughes invented the microphone you're using to spread your disingenuous, hurtful blather, so you give deep thanks for these men for that and stop hating on them and trying to censor and disable them because they enable you and allow you and women like you and me to have a voice, many voices that can never be silenced. Tara would continue with, there is no patriarchy as we women are given all that you see before you, and there is no patriarchy because we as women have more rights, more opportunities, and more of a support network than men. So please, dear, stop embarrassing yourself and stop giving ammunition to internet trolls. Should we also tell Roxane that she looks ridiculous in her current outfit and that a diet would benefit her greatly? Ugh, what man could ever find her attractive? Okay, so that last bit was a bit harsh, but no one watches these videos anyway, so who cares, right? Oh man, if you heard some of the garbage that came out of Roxane's mouth, you would just want to track down her parents and ask them where they went wrong in raising such a terrible human being that offers nothing to the world. So getting back on track, Anita then said she was going to say more words that would ruffle some feathers, yet Tara and the rest of the echo chamber dwellers had already heard her say feather-ruffling and illogical things. It just seemed redundant at this point. The words sounded out, and Tara is still nodding her head and keeping her mouth shut. Tara, why? You're so smart. Legs longer than a long weekend. A genetic gift that, coupled with your beauty, allows you more attention and favors and help and other undeserved things than your shorter female counterparts. And you're kind of brilliant enough to write something that is just okay, but ultimately forgettable. Yet you sit there while Anita says illogical things. This, in a sense, is your own version of you displaying a toxic silence against the ludicrous assertions spilling forth from Anita's pouting lips. Yes, you, Tara, are being silent in a toxic way because you can change her perception, you can enlighten her, and even educate other angry feminists, but you don't. You only care about certain things, but Anita's words? Nope. Totally not worth your time or energy, and this is disappointing because of the harm that exists within Anita's words. And every day she is concocting new ways to disable and censor men, using her victim status to help her reach her goals. You could have said something. Gotta say though, Tara, you look rather elegant while saying nothing. I don't get it. Anita does not condemn the vile hashtag #KillAllMen and the other women who supported it, nor does she fight against it and expend her unending energy to silence it and the women who support it. This is just so damaging for relations between the two genders. Tara, within that conference, that get-together that only showed to men just how little women have truly accomplished on their own, that conference was the perfect place to tell Anita and the other frustrating double X's that they should condemn the previously mentioned hashtag. You, Tara, are married to a man that would be a target, just like me, if women begun to take that damn hashtag too seriously, and your countrywomen continue onwards with their agendas and maliciousness. Why don't you say anything against this hashtag, or even bring up this issue with the women around you, and together, in one loud, proud voice, say that the women who started that shit and who perpetuate that shit should be condemned? Don't you see how much change you could have accomplished in this one meaningless, fruitless conference? Why do you stay silent on the hatred that flows from these radical feminists? They're from your country of origin. Do you not care at all? Does it not affect you? Or is it such a small thing to you? This is another example of toxic silence that you allow to happen, caring not to intervene. I guess your own agendas are far more important, yes? Tara, you're in a position of power via connections and the fact that people might just listen to you. I wonder why you won't state something either publicly or through social media, which would be publicly, but when I said publicly, I meant like on a stage or something like that. Are you too afraid to do or say anything? Or do you wish to bury your artificially perfect head in the sand and keep your lips firmly pressed together, no words forming on your tongue? Would you rather model for second-rate clothing lines and feign your smiles? Would you also continue to focus writing books that I'd honestly doubt anyone will remember many years after your heart no longer beats? I know I'm sounding mean right now, but as one man amongst billions who are the targets of many hate-fueled campaigns and agendas created and perpetuated by women who want to render us powerless, diplomacy was bound to lessen. Look, Split inspired me to start writing because I thought that book was uninteresting, sexist, cliched, and contrived, illogical, yet it received awards. It still received awards. I thought if Tara could write and garner praise with these unimpressive efforts, then I could write my own novels, and after a few published books of my own, and my own awards hanging in my home office, I would say I've achieved some of that goal. But I'm nowhere near finished writing my unique fiction. I'm still scratching my head as to why Split, Fetish, Hit, and the Blood Countess received acclaim. And let's not deviate here. I am so hungry, that's probably why I'm not reading this correctly. I'm not going to focus on her books. No way. Ew. Let's get back on track and stay on point. I've said enough on this for the time being, but as a guy who once had a romantic crush on Tara, who saw so much in her as a respectable human being, I expected more. I'm saddened by Tara's nodding and looking upward and thinking over Anita's words, yet she says nothing to oppose this ideologue. Sometimes the Tara agrees with her fellow group thinkers, sometimes she doesn't, but if she's on stage with them, surely she could interrupt them and tell them they're being hurtful or illogical, or both. I guess she's afraid, totally afraid, or perhaps she doesn't want to change her image in front of the female she's sharing a stage with. If she did that, then maybe she wouldn't be asked back to talk about how little women have contributed to society. Just imagine if these supposedly strong women decided to construct a building or build their own houses. It won't happen, and I could give you so many more examples of things women like Anita and Tara and Roxane and contemptible feminists will never do. In fact, that list is probably endless. To anyone that agrees with me, yay! And to everyone else, those who do not agree with me, boo! No, sorry, you are entitled to your own opinion, and I won't seek to silence you, but I will undoubtedly disagree with you. If you care about Tara so much, or just see me as the one who is wrong in everything I'm saying, say so. Defend Tara against me. See me as the bad guy. But this is my opinion. Thanks for watching. Now go enjoy your weekend.